Jack Ma is the co-founder of Alibaba and is ranked by Forbes as the wealthiest person in China. He went from being rejected by Harvard Business School 10 times and learning English by giving people tours in China for 9 years to becoming one of the richest people on the planet with a net worth of $42.2 billion. And today we're going to look at my take on his top 10 rules of success. Need motivation?
Watch the top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 for my top 10. Top 10, 9. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Jack Ma, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, learn from experience.
We faced a lot of challenges, but I'm sure Alibaba is going to face more challenges. We worry every day. When I was young, when company was young, we thought, well, what if when Alibaba become that big, my life will be easier. Then now the companies the bigger the company, the more problems I have. So while you are still small company, enjoy it. You will never experience the happiness of operating a small company. Any life when you get to be too big. You have so much headaches. So many things happening. And people say, Jack, there are a lot of books about you, but there's none of the books I write myself. If there's one book I want to write in the future, it's called Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. We made so many mistakes. We had so many troubles. Believing or not, China built up e-commerce company, built up an internet-related company. No internet connection at that time. No credit cards. No delivery system. So we make problems all the time. It's not easy, but we tell ourselves we will be successful until we make 10,000 mistakes. We will be successful if we survive in any crisis. So when crisis came, we know it's a challenge. Everybody start to be united. We solve the challenge, then we complain each other. Before we solve the problem of the crisis, we should not complain. So I have a problem in HR, I have a problem in financing, I have a problem in technology, I have a problem everywhere. Tell me. So that's why I become a mentor in entrepreneurs program in China. A lot of entrepreneurs have questions. When I listen to their questions, I say, oh my God, I have this problem too. So I would say we have gone through almost more than 90% of the problems that any entrepreneur, 90% of the problems that any entrepreneurs have met. This is what we feel proud. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell my kids, my grandchildren, it's not the thing we feel proud we made Alibaba. It's so many mistakes that we overcome. So many challenges we experienced that make me feel proud. Life is about experience. So when you become an entrepreneur, don't worry about the competitors. Don't worry about the mistakes. Don't worry about the challenges. Go through it. That's the great fun part of your business, of your experience. And then you got a courage, you got a wisdom, you got a team follow you.
Rule number 2, prepare for the long run.
I am encouraging all the entrepreneurs, if you want to start a business, don't think you will be successful next month or next year. Think about at least 5 years. Because if something can be successful next month, why you? You have a rich father, you don't have to be a startup. Right? And by the way, don't be discouraged because you have a poor diploma or, graduate from a poor university or low education. Don't worry worry about that. If you graduate from MIT, Harvard, you will never be entrepreneur. Right? They can only be the white-collar guys. So, as an entrepreneur, you should have what is the strategy for entrepreneurs? Strategy is time, 10 years. You compete with the other people, the vision. The world will be there. What kind of customers they need, how we can build it up. If you prepare for 5 years and 10 years, if you have a good team, and always do before the government do. If you're waiting for government, you have no chance. Right? When government will say, there is an opportunity there, go that direction. Because it will be too crowded there.
Rule number 3, believe in your vision.
If Jack Ma can be succeed, 80% of the young people can be successful. We don't have money. We don't have a relationship. I don't have a powerful, rich father, even though we don't have a rich father or uncle that can sponsor us. Everything we do is the 18 founders. We believe the future, we make progress. Even among the 18 founders, we only have 3 engineers. Among the 3 engineers, only one of them had 3 years experience at university, study computer. The other 2, they are like amateur computer. When they open it, they don't know how to fix it. Start from there to today, we have 25,000 engineers in our company. And nobody come to buy and sell. For the first 2 weeks, terrible. We built an e-commerce company, nobody come to sell. So we have to list our own products on there, waited for 2 weeks, nobody come to buy. So we have to buy ourselves. And then the first month, some people come to sell things on our site, we buy everything. So we buy a whole house of rubbish for the whole month. We started, nobody believed e-commerce. Until today, or last year, we sold $550 billion US dollars. From nothing to $550 billion. And I think compared to yesterday was big sales, but compared to 10 years later, we are nothing. So this is what I want to say. The great ideas I heard in the next room inspired me and changed my. You are guys are the hope of Africa. And I believe 15 years ago, 18 years in my apartment, I told my team, we are the hope of China. Because we are the guys without any resources. If we can make it, most people can make it. If most people like us, without money, without resources, only with the dream and belief, if we can make succeed, China will be successful.
Rule number 4, be a problem solver.
When I started Alibaba in 1999, I want to share something. At first, we believe in the future. And I believe in internet can empower a lot of people. It's not Jack Ma helped so many people. It's the entrepreneurships, the spirit of creating, the spirit of constructive advice and device. And also very, very important is that we believe technology will help people for a better future. So we try to be creative. We try to solve problems. When people complain, we don't complain. We think about complaining of the other people is always a great opportunity. If we can solve the complaining, and then we have the solutions, then we have the future. So we do Alibaba because we believe in there are so many small businesses don't know when and how, where they can sell the products. So we help them to promote their products. We have the payment because no banks at that time love to help small business and they don't know how to help a small business. We know if we don't have a payment, our e-commerce is just a talk on the line. It's just a chat online. So we have this payment. And then we find if we cannot help you to deliver efficiently and quickly, then there will be no way. So we built up the logistics system. And then we find a lot of companies don't know how the technology, especially small business. They don't know how to use the internet. The internet service is too expensive for them. So we say, all right, let's build up the cloud computing. So every small business can using cloud computing internet technology cheaply and efficiently. So it's all about solving problems. So I think this is what we did in the past 20 years. We always think about what we can do to solve the social problems instead of complaining. That's the journey, and I'm having great fun. When you really help people, when you see millions of people change their lives because the efforts that we work together.
Also, if you want to have more self-love, confidence, and learn from billionaires, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
It's so difficult to be a small business owner in China. It took me 5 months to borrow $500.
The people who do the model should believe in the model, and I believe what I do. We have a lot of heroes, but China movies, heroes always dead. An American movie hero never die. If all the heroes die, who want to be the hero?
Rule number 5, take risks.
When I started my business in 1995, it was very difficult. I had an idea. I invited 24 of my friends in my apartment because that year I went to Seattle, my first trip to the USA. In Seattle, I discovered internet. And I think this thing in the future may change the world. So
Tell me about the encounter with the internet when you first saw it.
Yeah, I went to the Seattle, and a friend of mine, he had a small office with like 4 or 5 computers. I never touched computer in my life before because computer was so expensive to me and so complicated. But my friend said, this is internet. Just to typing whatever word you want to type. I said, no, too expensive. I don't know which one to do. Even now, I don't know how a computer works. So he said, Jack, it's not a bomb, just to type whatever. So the first word I typed in was beer. B-E-R, beer. I don't drink, I don't know why I typed a beer. I found American beer, German beer, Japanese beer, no China. So I typed the word China. There's no information about China. So I say, what if we can make some China information on the internet? Let people know about China. So that was the idea. So I came back to China and say, I want to resign from my school.
You were a teacher.
I was a teacher. I've been teaching in the university for 6 years. So I said, I want to do it. I invite 24 of my friends to my apartment. After 2 hours of explaining what I'm going to do, internet. And 23 of them say, forget it. He said, this thing never worked because there's no such thing called internet in the world. You know nothing about a computer. So why you want to do this? And only one people, he said, Jack, if you want to try it, just to try it. But if there's something wrong, just come back. And after a whole night thinking, I say, I still want to do it. Because most of the people, they have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, they go back to do the same job. We have to do something different. So from there, I started my business borrowing $2,000 from my relatives and friends. So that was my trip. I call myself like a blind man riding on the back of blind tigers. And those people who are expert of riding horses, they all fall down, and I'm still surviving.
Rule number 6, learn to focus.
If you don't want to give up everything, you will get nothing. A lot of business people, they never learn to focus. If you're a startup, learn to be focused on one thing, right? Because learn to be focused just like there are 9 rabbits on the ground. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. If you want to catch this one, finally you get nothing. So for 9 rabbits, don't change the rabbit, change yourself to catch that rabbit until you got it.
Rule number 7, have strong beliefs.
A great entrepreneurs should not have a money. If you have a money in your mind, this is US dollars, this is RMB, and you're talking like English pounds. Nobody will work with like. If you have a good dream, if you have a plan to making progress, things will happen. And I changed my mind this morning. Just a half an hour there, I would do more things in Africa. And the only thing I want to do is not to sell products here. And I will enable you to sell your dreams all over the world and Africa. Supporting entrepreneurs is always my dream, because I know how tough it is to be an entrepreneur. It is difficult. I never cry. I said, I only make my competitors cry. Because if I cry, I'll probably die 100 times. Because we have to encourage our team, and I say, making sure that we can survive tomorrow. As I said, before I answer your question, I want to say this is my belief. And this is what I tell every day to myself. Today is difficult. Tomorrow is much more difficult. But the day of tomorrow is beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. Even today, as my size, for our company's size, I still believe today is very difficult. I have more problems than anybody here can imagine. You say, now you are big. You make billions of dollars every quarter. I have much more problems than you have. Much more headache than you have.
Rule number 8, trust young people.
Very, very important is that trust the young people. I trust young people more than trust senior people, successful people. Because there is no expert of the future. There is only expert of yesterday. We are entering into the century in the world that is so new. Working with the young people, you're talking about the future. Working with most of the success people, they only talk about yesterday. And when you're talking to those people, always talk about yesterday, you don't have the future. That's what we think.
Rule number 9, serve the customers.
And I think one of the things I want to share with the values, the 6 values, among the 2 values, very unique in Alibaba, which I think the whole world should think about. We put customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3. Most companies in the Wall Street, they put the shareholder number 1. I said, customer is the most important. If you serve them well, they pay you the money. And the second important is colleagues. Why the colleagues get together? Because they want to serve the customers. If they do not serve the customers, why we get it together? Right? So if the customer happy, employees happy, the shareholders will be happy.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is empower others.
As an entrepreneur, I think most of the projects I heard there is about platform. You guys are building a platform. You know the essence of building a platform? A lot of people in China want to build up a platform. Build the difference between build a company and build up a platform is a platform is to enable others, make other people happy. A company is to make yourself happy. This is the difference between 20th century and 21st century. If you're 21st century, if you want to be successful, making sure your employees are successful, making sure your customers are successful because you're using your services. If you can make your customers successful, your employees successful, your platform will be successful. This is the essence. And remember that, empower others, you are empowering yourself, and you are empowering your platform.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Jack on how to adjust your mentality that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what are the beliefs that you need to shift so you can have more success? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're still here watching and you promise, you commit, let's go Believe Nation. We don't just watch videos here, we do something about it. If you're going to commit to taking action today, give me a hashtag Believe in the comments below. I want to celebrate you.
People ask me, why e-commerce so successful in China? Our company alone is much bigger than Amazon. Why e-commerce in China? One of the reasons why e-commerce in China is so successful, because China had a terrible infrastructure of commerce. Right? We don't have so many retail. We don't have so many like Walmart, Kmart everywhere. It's just a terrible backward retail system in China. When internet e-commerce come, people love it. So efficient. Why China mobile phone, grow much faster than America? America and Europe have such a great system of telephone. We don't have a telephone. Right? Among like 100 families can only have one telephone that days. When mobile come, we love that. We just go that. So there is a leapfrog. We don't have the rules or laws. Most of the government offices, they don't know how to make rules or laws for internet because nobody realizes what the internet look like. So that leaves us a chance to grow fast. Europe, very interesting. You have such a perfect rules and laws. Then everything they do, let's follow the rules and laws. And everything we think about, everything they do, let's follow the rules and laws. And everything we think about, they start to worry. When they worry, they make rules and laws. When we have problems, we start to solve the problems. Then think about rules and laws. You have a problems, like make rules and laws. So I worry about Europe. I worry about the worries of the Europe. If Africa does not worry, Asia does not worry, why Europe worry about? Right? You don't have solutions for artificial intelligence. They're going to destroy a lot of things, human life. Forget it. Let me tell you, artificial intelligence. I think we, Alibaba, using artificial intelligence to arrest and catch a lot of thieves. My theory, I told my engineers, I said, now, when you love somebody, you may not have reasons. But when you hate somebody, you have logic and reasons. When you have logic and reasons, machine can always do better than that. So we have trillions of dollar transaction on Alipay every day. A lot of people want to steal the money. How can you oversee when you have like 1 billion users using that? There are so many cheatings. Human being cannot do it. So we teach machines to catch all the thieves. Machine never forget. No matter how smart you are, one person can create 10 ways of cheating. You are the smartest person in the world. But we teach the machine every way, everything we discover from other people. The machine can remember over 100,000 ways of cheating. When you start cheating, machine finds you. So one way, bad guys using artificial intelligence doing bad things. Other thing, we using artificial intelligence to catch bad guys. So there is always yin and yang balance. How you see the world. If you see technology revolution is a problem, I'm sorry to say the problem just started. If you think it's an opportunity, the opportunity just started. The only thing is your mentality. If the mentality is about to worry, you worry all the time. By the way, all the entrepreneurs, if everything's ready, everything's perfect, why they need you? Because there is worries, because there's problems, because of there's no this, no that. That is your opportunity. That is our opportunity. And keep on that. You believing you can do something, little by little, 10 years later, you will be different. That's who we are.
And if you want 10 more amazing rules from Jack Ma, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The difference between artificial intelligence, AI, and people is that machine never have dreams.